Welcome to Buddha's Way. Once, in a kingdom far beyond the snow-clad mountains and quiet rivers, there lived a young boy named Aniruddha. He was born in a small village where the people struggled every day with anger, greed, jealousy, and endless desires. Aniruddha was no different. They grew up watching his parents argue, neighbors fight, and friends betray one another for the smallest reasons. He began to believe that this was the only way to live, chasing desires and defending ego. But everything changed when a group of monks passed through his village. They didn't speak. They didn't ask for anything. Their heads were shaved, their robes simple, their eyes calm. People mocked them, threw stones, laughed, but the monks remained unshaken. One of them, the eldest, smiled at Aniruddha while walking past. That one smile, so full of peace, power, and presence, hooked something inside him. He followed the monks for days, until they reached the feet of the Himalayas. There, in a forest monastery, he met their teacher, man of golden silence and glowing compassion. His name was Bhante Jaya, a disciple in the ancient lineage of the Buddha. Jaya didn't speak often. He simply meditated, walked, and radiated peace like a flame in the dark. Aniruddha begged to stay. Bhante Jaya said just one thing: if you want peace, you must kill your anger not with a sword, but with silence. And so began the training. For 10 long years, Aniruddha remained in the monastery. He didn't return to his village. He didn't chase wealth or fame. He sat in silence, ate simple food, cleaned floors, walked through forests, and meditated in caves. At first, his mind screamed. The memories, the pain, the guilt, the desire, they all haunted him. But with Bhante Jaya's guidance, he began to let go. One day, a merchant arrived at the monastery, seeking wisdom. He had heard that a great monk could teach him the secret to happiness. Bhante Jaya pointed to Aniruddha and said, "He is ready." The merchant laughed. "This boy? He hasn't spoken a word." Jaya smiled. "That is why he understands everything." Forced by the situation, Aniruddha finally spoke, not loudly, but clearly. He said only one thing: peace is not something you find outside. It is what remains when you let go of everything else. The merchant fell silent. Soon, word spread. People began to visit Aniruddha, not for magic or miracles, but for his presence. He never gave sermons. He sat under the Bodhi tree in silence, eyes half closed, smile gentle. People came angry and left calm. They came broken and left whole. They came doubtful and left with light. Kings, thieves, warriors, and wanderers, very one came. But Aniruddha never claimed to be special. When asked what he had learned, he simply said, "I learned what Buddha taught, that silence is louder than noise, peace is stronger than power, and stillness is the greatest movement." One day, his childhood village was struck by drought. People fought over water, food, and land. Aniruddha returned not with soldiers or sermons, but with silence. He sat in the middle of the village under a banyan tree and meditated. The children came first, mimicking his posture. Then the women, seeking calm. Then the men, out of curiosity. The village changed not overnight, but gradually. Fewer fights, more forgiveness, more kindness. They built wells together, shared meals, sang songs of Buddha during full moon nights. All because of one man's silence. Years later, as Aniruddha prepared to leave his body, a disciple asked, "What was the most powerful moment of your life?" Aniruddha smiled and said, "The day I stopped searching outside and looked within." He closed his eyes, breathed deeply, and merged into the same eternal silence from which Buddha had once spoken. The world is loud, but wisdom whispers. The world fights, but peace waits. And in that waiting, like Aniruddha, we all find the Buddha within. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.